What's up, dreamers and soul searchers? Thank you for joining me here for another episode of Roxy Talks, coming at you straight from my backyard once again, being outside in nature, getting a little bit of fresh air, or again, as Ralph Smart likes to say, breathing in that beautiful ass prana, because hey, we can, right? And part of humanity is enjoying the planet that we're on while we're here. So taking time to be outside, breathe more, connect with nature, put your bare feet in the grass. That's something I really like to do. It helps ground me, it helps me feel peaceful and at ease, especially during these processes where we're trying to work on ourselves, change our thinking patterns, change our habitual thinking, change our emotional responses to the triggers in our lives, and of course, change our lives because of it. So today I wanted to talk about emotional triggers, how to recognize them, and how to step in the moment, shutting them down, breaking the cycle, and then of course, most importantly, where to go from there. How to take it from just, stop, don't do this, which is something I see a lot of people doing. They're, no, don't think this thought, it's a bad thought, but then they're not replacing it with something else, something productive. So that's what we're going to discuss. So first things first, if you want to start looking at your emotional triggers and what causes them, we are going to start reverse engineering or backtracking. What makes me upset? What is it that I know if I see it, I hear it, I think it, I feel it, I experience it in some way, shape, or form, it's going to trigger me and it's going to cause me to start going places I don't want to go, tearing down my manifestation, talking myself out of my own personal power. So look at what it is that causes you to freak out. Is it checking social media? Is it being ignored? Is it being rejected or rebuffed from your SP? A lack of attention? Is it simply nighttime? I have some very beautiful clients who get triggered at night. Just the fact that it's nighttime and we have time to think, uh-oh, floodgates are open now. Is it too many good days in a row? I know that's a common theme where too many good days equals what's going to happen next. Too many good days for some people equals when's the other shoe going to drop, and that makes them anxious, and that makes them on edge, and it makes them start literally looking for, or even asking for, if you want to put it that way, reasons to freak out, reasons to spiral, okay? So this is what I want you to start to do, is look at what is it that makes me freak out? What is it that gets me going, that puts me on my path of tearing down my manifestation? And then from that point forward, what do you do in response to that? Do you react with anger? Are you blaming other people outside of yourself, even blaming yourself? Do you take on the victim role, the victim mentality, victim narrative? Does it launch you into a depression or a spiral? Does it make you think automatically, oh, this isn't working? Something minute bad happens, or something in the opposite of what you're intending happens, and all of a sudden, oh, this isn't working, this is awful, I can't do this, this is terrible, my life sucks. That's the problem. It's not that the thing is happening. It's not that you are triggered, even that. It's not even that issue. It's what you do in response to it that matters. Because guess what? I'm here to tell you that I don't think the triggers ever stop. I don't know that doubts ever stop coming. I don't think that fears ever stop, because as you level up, as you progress through your manifestation, you encounter new doubts, worries, insecurities, fears, and stuff that you didn't even know you had before, because you didn't have access to this level of thinking, or you didn't have access to these thoughts because you simply were not on that wavelength. You weren't putting out that energetic transmission. You are not an energetic match to those thoughts. So how can we deal with this issue? Well, I have an exercise for you. This is a pretty big exercise. It's pretty major. Even though this video probably feels just like a nice little lackadaisical video, this process is very, very important and very, very powerful. So I highly suggest you take some time to do this, okay? So first things first, get really clear on what it is that emotionally triggers you. Again, social media, conversations, talking to your friends or your family, them asking you about your person or asking you about your situation. Maybe it's something as simple as looking in the mirror, or even trying to affirm something might trigger negative feelings because underneath it all, you maybe don't truly believe what you're talking about, right? Okay, so tomorrow I'm going to discuss exactly how you can shift your focus on living in the end to living in something that's a little more believable, so you can stay the course of your manifestation. So make sure you check back tomorrow. But today, the exercise I want you to do starts out with you, first of all, of course, getting clear on your emotional triggers, so at least we know where it is that we're going to need to be putting our attention and focus, okay? Using this practice to identify our limiting beliefs and replace them with new ones. This is going to provide us the opportunity to step in the moment of our downward spirals, of our negative reactions, and stop the cycle in its tracks, okay? So the first step of this process is to make a list of all of the micro themes of your life, all of the major topics: SP, money, career, self-esteem, personal power as a creative force in your world, maybe family, maybe co-workers or bosses, maybe even strangers on the street. Maybe it's our looks, maybe it's the way we act. It can be anything that's on your mind that plagues you, that bothers you, that's something you have to deal with. Manifesting a house, moving out of another house, finding a new job, figuring out what your passion is. Anything that's on your mind, I want you to make a list of it, okay? Now, on a separate piece of paper for each one of those items, I want you to write one item at the top of your paper. So let's say, for example, it's SP's name. All right, SP at the top of the paper. On the left-hand column, what you're going to do now is dump out all of your limiting beliefs, fears, worries, doubts, insecurities, basically all the reasons you and your person aren't together. Everything that's standing in the way between you and your manifestation. And I want you to do this for every single topic in your life, okay? So get all of it out on the left-hand column, from the minute to the major. From the, I said something stupid one time, to they're off in another state with another person, right? The minute to the biggest things, everything in between, all of the reasons that you can't have what you want, or why it's hard to have what you want, or why it's going to take a long time, why it might not be likely for you. Get it all out, left-hand column, okay? Now on the right-hand column, what I want you to do is take each one of those individual thoughts. Let's say, for example, you have a limiting belief that you're not very interesting, and at the end of the day, your partner is going to find someone who intrigues them better, or who's better looking, or is more exciting to them, okay? So that would be our left-hand column thought, which of course is not true, because nobody thinks that about you except yourself. And we're going to go to the right hand, and what we're going to do is we're going to flip it around, turn it into the opposite, and then how many sentences can I make that describe the opposite of that thought? Okay, so I'm not interesting enough. 2, I'm extremely interesting. I always have really important things to say. People hang off my every word. They find me intriguing. They're magnetized by me. They're enthralled by me. They're drawn to me. They're driven to be in my presence. They want to be around me. I intrigue them. I make them think differently than they ever have before. I make them question things they've never thought about before. I push them to be a better version of themselves. I inspire them. When they're around me, they want to push their own boundaries and come up with new ideas and new experiences. We have an amazing time together. They enjoy my thought process. They think that I'm really interesting. They love my mind. They're fascinated by the way I think. We could go on and on and on about this. We could go on all day replacing new ideas for the old ones, okay? Get a thesaurus if you want to. How many words can we use to describe interesting, right? And then I want you to list out all of these things on your right-hand column. Now you should be picking up on this, that your right-hand column should be a lot longer, thicker, fatter, denser, better than your left-hand column, okay? We want to be filling up the right-hand column like a vault, okay? This is your new bank vault of thoughts. This is your new way of thinking. So now, how do we use this, okay? What you're going to do is, of course, be on alert. If social media triggers you, maybe slow down. Maybe don't go on every day. Maybe take it off your phone. Maybe log out for a few days, okay? If it's talking to a friend about your situation, well, first things first, let's start intending that they always have respectful things to say about you and your partner, right? I'll link a video above about having negative people in your life and changing the way we view them so that they can behave the way we want them to. But either way, we're going to understand that an emotional trigger equals an emotional response. I know what my triggers are, and now I have a whole laundry list of thoughts that I might think in response to that trigger. Okay? If I go on social media and I see my person with a 3P, a third party, another person, well, guess what? I have a bunch of affirmations ready to go, a bunch of counter thoughts, a bunch of escape routes, okay? A bunch of getaway cars from that triggering thought or emotion. And now anytime I start to feel the three-party thought coming on, no, I don't think so. Because you know what? My person only has eyes for me. They can't stop thinking about me. I'm the only person that fulfills them. They've never felt the way about anybody else that they feel about me. We have an incredible bond that they've never experienced before, and they don't want to want to change it for the world. They wouldn't give this up for anything. This relationship is so important to them that they are making it a priority. They're moving mountains in this very moment to make us be happier together, to make this more seamless, more effective. They're doing everything in their power to show up the way that I need them to right now. I don't need to worry. This is already happening. It's unfolding in every single moment. That's my person, okay? So this is what we want to do, launching these in opposition to emotional triggers, negative thoughts, ideas that we don't want to think. If you have a left-hand column thought, replace it with something from your right-hand column, okay? This is the easiest, most simple way that I can fathom at this moment to break this process down, okay? And of course, I'm always growing, learning, expanding, especially talking to you in one-on-one coaching, which you can sign up for in the description below. But every time I talk to you guys out there, I learn more about the situation, more about the process. So at this point, this is the easiest way to break this down. List out your left-hand column thoughts so you know exactly why your life is the way it is. Looking at your left-hand column, you're going to say, okay, I get it now. I see why my life is the way it is, and I cannot believe I've been doing that to myself this whole time. That is your story. That's the story you're writing and the story you're living. It's the story you refuse to change, okay? So now, that's old news. From now on, right-hand column thoughts only. If it lines up with something that the right-hand column would think it all day. You can think about waffles for 20 minutes. As long as it's a thought about how delicious they are and how you love them and how they're abundant in your life, the thoughts don't necessarily have to be positive. They just need to be productive or not unproductive. They need to not be tearing down your manifestation or canceling out what you're working towards, okay? So make it a point to only think right-hand column thoughts throughout your day. And if you catch yourself thinking a left-hand column thought, shut it down immediately and go to the right hand. And if it pops back up, you do it again, okay? Because guess what? One little negative thought, I got 50 things I can launch in opposition to you, so I'm ready. I'm not necessarily looking out for you. I'm not worried about you, but I understand that if you come up, I'm ready to go. So get the fuck out, right? That's the energy we want to put out. Goodbye, old thought. Hello, new one. Goodbye, old thought. Hello, new one. Hello, new life. Hello, current reality. This is my reality. It's not even new. It's current. This is who I am. This is what I'm living. This is my now. Deal with it. Take it away, universe. If you'd like to schedule your own one-on-one time with me so we can discuss exactly how you can identify your emotional triggers and launch new thoughts in opposition, you can sign up for one-on-one coaching at my website, Roxy Talks. The link is also in the description below. We've also got exclusive merch, podcasts, and more. And also you can purchase your very own personal customized affirmations where I go on a rampage just for you, just for your specific situation. Of course, all that stuff is in the description below, and you can find it at roxytalks.com. You can also download my 30 Days of Alignment Challenge. It is what actually helped me change my thinking and ultimately change my life. That's completely free and in the description below as well. And please go ahead and join my Facebook group, Black Moon Society. It's a great community for like-minded people who are helping each other through manifestation. That, of course, is below as well. Here on the Roxy Talks channel, I go live every Monday at noon-ish PST for Q&A, and I've got brand new videos out every Tuesday through Friday. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification so you never miss an update. And if you're feeling generous, please like and share. That helps us reach as many people as possible, and everyone deserves to know that they are in complete control of their reality. Check me out on social media. I'm on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And don't forget to come back for tomorrow's video. We're all raising our vibrations together. You have the power. I believe in you.